Take a few exhales. Just letting yourself release the morning and arrive right here on your yoga mat. I'll add my cough drop. I don't know, the weather has an interesting vibe right now, and it's making my allergies cuckoo. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel any support that you've added, your pillows, your blanket. And we'll connect to the breath, inhaling and exhaling. That is one way that we help calm the mind and get present. We just watch. Inhale, exhale. See if you can create a gentle flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. Feel easy and flowy. This is a quote from Prasad Mahis. The mind is like water. When it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. We get on the mat. We breathe. We move our bodies, which helps kind of clear up some of that turbulence so that we can find a little clarity. And it is a practice. It's why we do it over and over and over. Take a few more breaths here. Easy, gentle, loving breaths. Bring your hands to touch at your heart, or you can stack them on your heart. Again, thinking of our intention and sealing it into our hearts. And take a moment to send something good out into the world, to a specific place or person, or anywhere or everywhere. And release your arms and roll to one side. Come into fetal pose. You can prop yourself up if you need. I like to add an extra pillow. Just come on to your side. You'll want to remember which shoulder you're working with, because then we're going to work on that same side hip. Okay, so a couple of options. Fingertips to shoulders, drawing some circles with your elbow, or full arm circles. And these can become as big as you want or stay as small as you want. You may even allow a little upper body twist, your thoracic spine, your rib cage, as the arm roams around. That can happen with either method, long arm or fingertips connected. Switch direction. Notice your breath as you're roaming around in these circles. Take the last couple slower. Just let your body slow down. When you finish, let your arm rest on your side. Take a deep breath in, and you might sigh it out. Exhale. Okay, so know which arm you were working on. Come on to your back. Maybe adjust your pillow. I need to do that. So I was working on my left shoulder. I'm now going to take my left leg on top for thread the needle. So whichever shoulder you were working on, that's the leg that goes on top for thread the needle. Any variation, low, hugging the legs in, holding the legs or not. And feel free, again, to invite a little movement while you're in this shape. You might find a lovely present, a lovely little gift of sensation. And take a few full breaths if that feels good, nice and big, and maybe open mouth, exhale, release. Okay, we're going to release and take the shape of Shavasana for a moment, letting the body breathe and noticing the difference between sides. It's okay if you don't notice any difference. You might have a little more awareness or feel some warmth or sensation. When you're ready, fetal pose, second side. Make sure you're comfortable, support your head and your neck. Then fingertips to shoulder or full arm, roaming around. Be mindful of the pace. Want to explore with loving curiosity instead of just driving through the circles. Your upper back might get involved, a little stretchy, twisty thing. Switch direction. Present in your body, noticing the shoulder, the rib cage, and the breath. One more, nice and slow. When you finish, let your arm rest on your side. Nice breath in and maybe open mouth, exhale. And you'll come on to your back. Same side, thread the needle, that leg on top, any variation. Shoulders are relaxed and perhaps there's tiny bit of movement. I like to go sometimes little bits side to side or let the legs go away from the body and draw them back in. Stillness is also a wonderful choice. Again, you may invite a few deep breaths if you want, nice and full, open mouth exhales. On your time, release, check in with Shavasana. Noticing both sides of your body, both hips, both legs, both shoulders, both arms. And let your whole body take a breath in and out. Your arms can come up now toward the sky and your legs bent also up. So this is our home position. It's been a while since we've done this one. Home position is here. You can press the low back down, strong in your center, and then opposite limbs. So right arm, left leg, reach away from center and come back. The other two stay still. Okay, left arm, right leg, any amount, and back to center. You can reach them all the way out and back. The other two are trying to stay still. A little bit of a brain bust. Okay, or it can be really small movement away from center, home position, and back. Still a ton of work in our core, front, sides, and back. Don't forget to breathe. Like I want someone to hold the other limbs so that I don't move them. They really want to move. Take one more each way. And we'll keep the same position. You can bend the elbows. And just take arms and legs open and close. Just a few times. Open and close. Then straighten arms and legs. Open and close. Reaching up, straight arms and legs. And pause. Take a few wrist and ankle circles each direction. Make sure to feel them, even though we're just doing a few. Notice. And from here, give yourself a hug. Then roll through fetal pose, coming up to tabletop. Adding in any support you like for your knees. And let's start with just tops of the feet down and a few circles of the hips. I always like to move the pelvis after the core work. It can be small or big. And we'll switch direction. And come back to center. And curl your toes under. Inhale for cow. On your exhale, uncurl the toes. Come to cat pose, pressing through the feet, through the hands. Inhale, cow, toes curl under. And exhale, tops of feet press, hands press, round into cat. Inhaling, toes under, cow. And exhaling, cat. Find a flow. I'm going through that a few more times. One last one, cow and cat. And yogi's choice, your choice. You can curl your toes under, sit back and take a few shoulder rolls, or you can come up onto your knees, taking a few shoulder rolls. Your toes may make that decision for you. Old-fashioned shoulder rolls. You can bring your arms out in front of you. Try to make that same movement, shoulder rolls, but now my arms are out in front. It changes things. Trying to have straight arms here. You can switch direction if you want. I really like the one that feels most open, but feel free to switch. All right, last part. Come back to table. Give your feet a little love tap if they need that. We try now to create the shoulder rolls with the hands on the ground. It is a very odd movement. The arms are straight. The pelvis is not moving. But we're trying to do the shoulder roll. If it's a hot mess, you're doing it right because it is not easy. Just breathe. Try a couple more. I'm going to see that weird direction. Oh, switching direction is so odd. Good. And then release. Let yourself go back to child's pose. Connect your head to your hands or a block or pillow. You might want to roll out your wrists. And find stillness. 3 more breaths. And take a very slow journey back up to table and then into your first downward dog. Take your time getting there, exploring, feeling, noticing hips and shoulders, spine, feet. When you arrive in your dog, invite any movement that feels good or be still. Remember, rest is always available as long as you would like it. We'll take a couple more breaths in dog. Push the ground away. Lift the butt. When you're ready, find your plank pose. And then back to dog. Move in and out of those shapes a few times, maybe 3 or 5 times. Slowly out to plank and then lifting from your strong center back to dog. When you finish, you will arrive in a forward fold. So from dog, you can walk your hands back to your feet. Take a deep breath in Uttanasana, forward fold, and maybe side out. Rolling up or coming up with a long spine. Rising up into Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale to your heart. Again, inhale up, feel your feet on the ground. Exhale, heart. One more. Allow a bend in your knees, feet grounded, and we invite in gentle twist. Floppy arms, bent knees. Breath. Coming back to center. And back into Tadasana. You're gonna have this nice posture. The actions that we add into the legs, nothing will really happen, but we will feel a lot. It's isometric, so we're not going anywhere, but we're going to feel something. So we're in Tadasana, and I want you to try to pull your legs apart. We're feeling outer legs, outer hip stuff. You're just trying to go this way, but you're not really going anywhere. Don't forget to breathe. Release that action and try to draw the legs together toward one another. Now we feel inner thigh, maybe all the way down to the feet. Still breathing, shoulders relaxed, legs trying to draw together. Release. Last one, the legs are trying to turn out. So as if I were going to take these duck feet or ballerina feet, they stay put and we add in that action of trying to turn them out. Now we're feeling all kinds of things. Big time relationship from feet up through the legs into the hips. 2 more breaths, trying to turn the feet out. Good. Release that. I'm going to turn. We're going to start by bringing heel toward butt. Little bit of balance. Very active. You can do it like whatever with floppy, or you can really put some intention behind it, trying to draw heel to butt. You can also begin to make this a little wider. And you can go as wide as you want, but feel the action of the heel reaching toward the butt, really working the hamstrings. We're going to stretch them in a minute, but it's nice, woo, to get them strong as well, contracting with a bonus balance. Notice your breath. Maybe we add arms, reaching and heart. You're going to find your flow. What does it look like for you? And do you want to stay and hover for a half a second? Heel to butt. Couple more each way. Breath, breath. Last one each way. Good. Release. Hands to your heart. Feet on the ground. Samastitihi, equal standing pose. Notice your breath. Two more breaths there. And connected at heart. And then you'll grab your chair. You'll want the seat part near your body, so you can use it. We'll take the shape of half dog. So it's called many things, but I call it half dog. So we're trying to have ankles, heels under hips, and arms on the chair. So it may mean a little bend in the knees. It may mean that you would like to come down to the forearms. You can find a little stretch here. I feel it more in my calves than my hamstrings, the lower part of the leg. So you may notice that as well. Taking a couple of breaths here. Okay, the same action that we did, all 3 actions, we're going to try. First, try to pull the legs apart. We're in a different position. Just explore, trying to pull the legs apart, still breathing. Try to pull the legs together now. Legs drawing together. Oh, this one is different. Release and try to turn the legs out. Notice your body breathing. Good, and release. Find this half dog, any variation that feels good on your hands, on your forearms, bent legs or not. See if you can surrender your head a little bit. A few deep breaths. All right, and then you'll bring your hands back to the seat of the chair. Now, if your wrists are bothering you, you can get creative. I mean, I have a folding chair, but you can turn your hands that you're holding the end of the chair so that suddenly my wrist is longer. That might be a better option, or fingertips. So you can play around with that, or back to the forearms, but we are going to stretch now. The right leg will go back. The left leg stays forward. I want you to put each leg, like each foot, on a ski. So they're not on a balance beam. There's some width. And keep both legs straight. Both legs straight. You can see my shoulders are not above my wrists. I'm a little bit long here. So if I want, and if you want, you can move forward. Create what works with your chair. Shoulders over wrists, 2 straight legs. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked that long version. So see what feels good. And you may bend the front leg a little bit and then revisit the action of straightening it. Notice what your spine is doing. Couple more deep breaths here. Stepping up and switching sides. Finding that nice perfect width. Feet are parallel, we're on our skis. Both legs are straight. We're supporting ourselves with the chair so we can just enjoy, in air quotes, enjoy the stretch. You can back up and have your shoulders behind the wrists. So now my arms are long like a down dog. Or you can come in closer, make a stack, and find just the right position for you. And then connect to the breath. You might bend the front leg and then straighten it again, never forcing. Exploration with love. Couple more breaths on this side. Good, and we step forward. Let's take the first side one more time. Find the variation that feels good to you, and then I want to give an option. You can stay on your hands. You can see if maybe forearms feels fabulous. You can also, this is much different, you can keep the torso strong and steady, and you can take your hands back to your pelvis. You can do a fist bump. You can do a little upside down prayer hand. This is where we used to do reverse prayer. when we were practicing 7 days a week and doing a lot of acrobats. Find both legs working. Just take one more breath. Use the support to step up and switch sides. Setting up the foundation first, the legs, parallel, 2 straight legs, using your chair, or maybe taking the hands behind to the pelvis. Fist bump, palms touch. Maybe there's a little reverse prayer in there. The wrists have a lot to say about that now. Breath in and breath out. And then we'll step up and come up. Give your wrists a little roll. Feel your feet on the ground. Switch direction, rolling out the wrists. So we were talking there to calves and hamstrings. Want to do the hips one more time. You can sit for thread the needle, or if you want to play with standing thread the needle, I would say you want a taller part of your chair, or you can use a hand on the wall. We'll start with the left leg on top. If you're standing, you sit back as if in a chair pose. We're still trying to create, I can see the bottom foot, and the left leg is on top. And maybe you can play with finding some balance, but don't be afraid of using your chair or the wall, and keep the action of sitting back. We're long in the torso and we're sitting back. Big breath in, maybe open mouth, exhale. And then we will switch sides. Move slowly. Notice awareness, hips, legs, balance. Good. Connecting via the breath. If you're standing, seeing the foot, that bottom standing leg foot. Big breath in, maybe open mouth, exhale. And we rise up slowly. Good. You can stay seated for a gentle twist, or again, a place for your chair. We're going to add our foot to the chair, and then we'll take our twist. So if you're seated, you're both feet on the ground and you're twisting. Leg on the chair, you're twisting toward the leg that's in the chair. Rooted and strong through the standing leg. Big breath in. Big breath out. Back to center and switch sides. Twisting. Oh, different side. Hello. Breath in, breath out. Again, one more time. Nice full breath in. And breath out. Come back to center. Release. You can take a gentle twist one more time each way. If you're using your chair, we're going to also go back to the first side, but this time maybe you're going to fake out the chair and just hold your leg up and then practice your twist just for a breath. The leg is floating, you twist, you breathe, woo, and you come back to center. Taking second side, maybe kiss the chair and then leave the chair. The leg is floating and you twist. Oh, yes, you could have a toe on the ground. You can make it yours and come back. Big hip circles. Let all of that go. Let your knees bend, ankles bend. Oh, switch direction. And let's come down to sit. We'll take a forward fold using our chair. If you're like, nah, I'm not interested in that, you can be chair free and you can take a forward fold, seated on the ground. I'm going to use the chair and I'm actually going to add a little support under my butt. And you can take a supported fold using the chair to help hold you up. Your legs, mine go under the chair, but you could have them crossed. You could also have them wide. Remember how we did that with our arms and legs wide earlier. And whether you're folding with the chair or without, any leg choice is fine. You can feel the difference. Dorsiflex the ankles if the legs are straight, toes toward the sky. That's very active. And then you can allow the feet, the legs to relax. Find that easy flow of the breath now. Let it wash in and wash out. And spend about another minute here. You have legs crossed. You could switch which one is in front. And at the bottom of your next exhale, we're going to transition now down to the ground. You can take your legs up the wall or legs on your chair, or if you prefer, supported bridge, bringing your cushion underneath your pelvis. This may turn into your Shavasana, but there's time. We're going to take a few minutes in the inversion, and then you can come all the way down to the ground. But if you are with legs on the chair, you could stay because it's very supportive. spine is neutral, and I can find that zero effort. Choosing an inversion that feels good to you. Supported bridge, legs up the wall or legs on your chair. Let your body breathe. Unclench the jaw, let your shoulders relax. Just surrender into the rest and into your breath. If you prefer your Shavasana on the ground, you can move into that shape now. Getting your spine long, adding in any support that you like. If you have your legs on the chair, feel free to stay. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice your support, your props, your chair, your mat. You can invite a deeper breath if you'd like. And wiggle fingers and toes. Any movement that feels good, a full body stretch, drawing in, hugging your knees. Making your way to fetal pose unless you want to stay on your back, you can do that. And when you're ready, if you're coming up, press yourself up, find your seat, feel your seat on the ground, and bring your hands to heart center, stacked or touching. Excuse me. And just take a breath, honoring the space of your heart. Noticing the mind, if it feels calmer after class. It's a practice, it's not a perfect. And then thank yourself for showing up today, for everybody that showed up today. You can bow your head in toward your heart, and thanks for this practice. It keeps us present and aware. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for being here.